She is the winningest coach in ASU women's basketball history. She also knows a lot about building a winning team on and off the court. She is ASU women's basketball head coach Charli Turner Thorne. Nice to have you on the show.
Nice to be here, Catherine.
Good to talk to you again.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Always
Thank
love conversing with you about all things basketball and family and what have you. And so I'm really looking forward to this great luncheon that we're going to have coming up next month. It's
Yes.
Elevate Phoenix, amazing women's series luncheon and conversation. I'm going to be moderating the conversation with you. We're going to talk about so many things, but we wanted to give our viewers just a preview of a little bit about that. And one of the main things we're talking about is building a winning team on and off the court. I know you and I have talked before about the fact that you really believe in creating players that aren't just winners on the court, but leaders, effective leaders in their personal life, right? How do you do that?
Well, absolutely. You know, and unfortunately, there's no multi-million-dollar contract for women. You know, most of our players play professionally, but, you know, it's definitely our goal to grow them as strong, caring leaders and, you know, whatever industry they pick after basketball that they're going to impact.
And
their communities. So we have a concept called horizontal leadership,
right? Where,
you know, we grow everybody in our program. We do have players that apply to the leadership team, and we give them, they do the heavy lifting, but we really, you know, focus on all of our players knowing how to find their voice, you know, knowing how to build that trust and respect, and really how to influence people, right? To help them do the things that you
Absolutely.
need them to do.
Leadership is very key to everything that you teach your players. You believe it's important to grow your team to be effective leaders on and off the court. How do you do that, and why is that so important?
Well, I mean, you know, for things that we just talked about, I mean, I definitely think that, well, in team sports, any coach out there knows you're only as good as your internal leadership. But I think it's, you know, everybody's a leader, whether it's within your family, within your community, within your, you know, professional industry. And so knowing, again, how to influence people in a positive way, right? We talk about not only building trust, but just consistency.
Right.
You know, EQ. We talk a lot about EQ in our program. You know, you're born with your intelligence, Catherine. You're born with your personality, but your EQ is a skill. You know, that emotional intelligence where you have the awareness to really be empathetic and positive and understand people, and then also that social awareness where you're really, you know, have that ability to be in tune and really relate to people and serve them.
Well, and you also stress the importance of having that emotional growth, that it's not always about winning and losing, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, you know, when you learn and you grow when you fail. Now, we don't like to lose a lot.
True.
But, you know, we fail.
And you don't.
And we don't, but we fail all the time, you know, in practice and stuff. So that's such a huge skill. Our team, their self-reported biggest weakness last year is they were too hard on themselves, you know, and it's and there's nothing positive about that, you know, the ability to be resilient,
right,
and just to, you know, move on to the next and stay positive no matter what. We call that toughness, by the way, in athletics, is invaluable. Well, so we work on that every day.
And that's something that all of us can work on and take part in. And so we're going to talk a lot more about that on October 3rd. It's at ASU Carson Golf Clubhouse, 11:30 to 1:30. You can get your tickets at elevatenetwork.com. You also have a big game coming up. Of course, the season officially kicks off November 6th, but November 11th, it is the Showdown on the Res. People can watch that on ESPN2.
They can. If you want to make the trek up to Fort Defiance, Winter Rock, you can. But it's we always have a Native American game, and we have, you know, huge, fantastic relationships with the Native American community in Arizona. But this is amazing. I mean, ESPN is so excited to shine a light on Res Ball, you know, and the passion for basketball on the reservation. But also, it's our Salute to Service game. It's on Veterans Day, and we are going to not only honor all of the present and former veterans, you know, our troops, but we are going to put a huge emphasis on Vietnam veterans and you know, that population that never got a proper welcome home. Over 40,000 Native American Vietnam veterans.
Incredible.
And we are going to give them a proper welcome home on November 11th this year at our game.
Well, looking forward to watching it on ESPN2. Also, there might be a viewing party that's taking place.
Viewing party by our Alumni Association.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Follow the website. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Catherine.
Looking forward to our conversation on October 3rd.